Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to another 6th edition of our 6 p.m. newscast on Camdis Television. We begin this newscast with our major stories. The Nigerian police has arrested 39 persons specialized in the trafficking of dangerous explosives, amongst which were some Cameroonians who attempted to cross into the Cameroon before being caught. 4 people have lost their lives in a ghastly car accident that occurred this Thursday, August 26, around 3:30 p.m., somewhere between Makenene and Bafia. The Senior Divisional Officer for Fundi, Emmanuel Mariel Njiken, has presided over a meeting calling on motorbike riders to remain disciplined during the upcoming African Cup of Nations that will take place in Cameroon from January 2022. We have more updates as we begin right away. Thanks for joining us. This is the 6 p.m. Prime News on Camdis Television. We begin this news with security concerns. 39 people have been arrested by the Nigerian police in Nigeria, amongst which were some Cameroonians specialized in trafficking dangerous weapons and explosives. One amongst them, a Cameroonian, was also arrested as he attempted to cross the Nigerian-Cameroonian border, that is, he attempted to cross from Nigeria into Cameroon. Tabi Klassen completes the story for us.
The Nigerian police has arrested 39 persons who have been causing havoc in Nigeria and also specialized in the sales of explosives. Explosives that are most often used by separatist fighters in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
For this brief, we have a total of 39 suspects. These suspects are persons whom investigations have clearly established prima facie cases against. These cases range from armed robbery to kidnapping to trafficking in weapons, car theft, cyber crimes, homicide-related crimes, and other very serious crimes.
The main suspect, Ntui Lambert, was arrested on his way to Cameroon, certainly for him to deliver the items to the separatist fighters.
58 wraps of explosives suspected to be dynamites. These are very strong explosives that can have very devastating impacts when they find their way into the hands of criminals. Was arrested by police operatives from this unit somewhere in Ikom in Cross River State while trying to smuggle or traffic these explosives to Cameroon.
As a reminder, Sisiku Ayok Tabe and 46 others were arrested in Nigeria in 2018 by the Nigerian police. This another arrest is just coming to confirm that Nigeria and Cameroon are bent in combating terrorism. The arrest also comes at the time of the 8th session of security meeting between Nigeria and Cameroon. Minister Paul Atanganji represented the Cameroonian government in the meeting that took place in Nigeria and just ended yesterday.
His father is a Nigerian and his mother is from Cameroon. Detailed investigations are ongoing in this case, and we will work with our counterparts in Cameroon to ensure that this case is investigated conclusively and justice done at the end of the case.
The main suspect recognizes his atrocities.
I was arrested in possession of dynamite explosive and live ammunition of AK-47.
Him and the others will have to dance to the tune of justice.
This afternoon remains a very sad one for all Cameroonians as our highways keep bleeding blood. We take you to this other cover short where 4 people have lost their lives in a ghastly accident somewhere between Bafia and Makenene. The accident occurred around 3:30 this afternoon between a 70-seater bus and a small car. From information gathered, the smaller car lost control and drove into the 70-seater bus that left Yaoundé heading towards Bafoussam. Fortunately, 1 lady out of the 5 in the smaller car survived. We'll be bringing you more updates in our subsequent newscast. Still in line with government's measures to curb the high rates of accidents on our highway, we'll take you over now to another cover short where a meeting was held this August 26th at the Chamber of Commerce here in Yaoundé. Discussions were between road safety experts and transport unions aimed at proposing possible solutions to prevent road accidents on our highways. A software device to easily identify and track cars that can cause accidents was also presented. To another cover short, the senior divisional officer for Fundi, Emmanuel Muriel Njikent, has presided over a discipline to motorbikes riders during an upcoming AFCON that will take place in Cameroon from 9th January to the 6th of February 2022. Emmanuel Njikent then was speaking during a meeting with motorbike riders in Yaoundé. The bike riders on their part have taken the engagement to have an outstanding behavior during the competition because the image of the nation is at stake. The last time Cameroon organized the AFCON was in 1972. We now talk about education. Very soon, students will resume classes. Now, parents are also mobilizing to make sure that their children are able to get the basic necessities to attend classes. They are saying that textbooks have become very rare, also marking up with those who are also wholesalers in the capital of Yaoundé. We have details of this report in this report.
Buying of school textbooks have intensified as parents count just few days to school resumption. Despite the mad rush to get required homologated textbooks as prescribed by the government from bookshops for the kids, laying hands on all the textbooks is still a very big challenge. At the level of the nursery to the primary, more than 70% of their textbooks are available in most shops around the town. Due to the fact that some modifications have been done in many textbooks, especially in the science field, there are shortages in the number available in the market. According to some wholesalers, English textbooks are rare because suppliers are slow to provide the required quantity of books demanded. The problem remains a major one as most wholesalers attribute these shortages to the fact that most of the textbooks used in Cameroon are printed out of the country and imported, which to them is not correct. Doubled with the deadly coronavirus pandemic that has caused the restrictions of movements in and out of the country, many have tended to sell second-hand textbooks on the streets. From many wholesalers, the ABS education in Cameroon is a printing press that should be exploited by the government due to the timely production of textbooks to satisfy their customers and at a very cheaper rate. According to wholesalers, whenever their textbooks are accepted by the government, they often meet up with the tax and making it less stressful to all parents. The shortages, not enough reasons to stop parents from buying in preparation to the 2021-2022 academic school year. Every child wants to own a textbook for easy understanding of lessons and revision back home. A moment for the government to look into the shortages of textbooks in the market as time waits for none or think for another alternative when need be.
We come back to road safety concerns. A meeting was held this Thursday, August, at the Chambers of Commerce here in Yaoundé. The discussion was between the Union of Transporters and to discuss on how to curb the high rate of accidents on our highways. A device was also presented during this meeting to ease the identification of cars that can be in danger. Geraldine Nasi completes the story.
In line with the new regulatory directives in matters of prevention and road safety and the toughening of the new legislation in terms of sanctioning during road accidents involving the trucks of goods transport companies of the various interurban fleet, a meeting was held this Thursday at the Chamber of Commerce between the road security experts and transport unions. The meeting has as objective to bring out some propositions and solutions to be implemented in transport agencies in order to avoid road accidents on the different axes in the country.
Develop some software, mobile device and personal computers to help the people in charge, responsible to the management of the circulation, to have a control on the driver whenever they go and however they move. That have developed a system to have to track and have an history of the different movement, the different of a driver whenever he go and take the time. We take the time to have an understanding.
Under the theme Mastery, Defensive Driving and Community Road Legislation, with a view to reducing accident bills, the meeting was an opportunity to educate these transport unions on the things not to do when driving, the types of driver to drive at night and during the day, the type of cars to cover some certain distances, recruiting competent drivers, and most especially avoid sending a driver for more than 2 journeys a day. As one of the solutions, this expert created a camera fatigue that will be installed at checkpoints, which will help to track cars that indicate the driver is tired, on high speed, or using the phone while driving. If this device is used as instructed according to the road security expert, it will help to reduce the numerous road accidents in the country.
We now talk sports, but with a very sad note. We discover short. Here is the cascades of Eric Crise, the 31-year-old Cameroonian rider who was knocked by a car during a warm-up race between Edea and Kribi. Eric Crise is a former youth champion of cycling. On several occasions, he represented the national colors in continental competition. 2 weeks ago, the day of the unfortunate incident where he died almost on the spot, he was preparing alongside other riders of the 21st edition of the International Cycling Tour, the Grand Prize Chantal Biard slated for October. May his soul rest in perfect peace. We now take you out of the country, where an armed man in Tanzania opened fire to a group of people sitting very close to the French embassy at Dar es Salaam. 5 people reported death, including 3 police officers. These and more with Geraldine Nase.
5 people have died, including 3 police officers in Tanzania after a gun battle with an armed man near the French embassy in Dar es Salaam. Tanzania's head of police operations say the gunman attacked 2 police officers, took their gun and began shooting sporadically. The confrontation occurred shortly after President Samia Suluhu Hassan addressed security officials in another part of the city. The U.S. Embassy in security alert has therefore warned citizens to avoid the area. In South Africa, the rundown South African railway station has been converted into an unlikely vaccination site where a shiny white train brings jabs to remote areas boasts sluggish uptake. One by one, people waiting in plastic chairs spaced out across a platform in the town of Springs, 50 kilometers east of Johannesburg, were called to board a vaccine center on rails known as the Transvaco. But unfortunately, less than 100 people have showed up per day since the Transvaco opened its doors. The low turnout is, however, largely blamed on the lack of awareness and vaccine hesitancy, hindering inoculation in Africa's worst virus-hit country. In Kenya, with the major constitutional changes suspended for now and swingly new alliances taking shape, Kenya's political scene is stranded in uncertainty as the country eyes crucial elections due a year from now. According to Kenyatta, the so-called Building Bridges initiative would expand the executive and overturn the winner-takes-all electoral system that has been blamed for frequent explosions of pool-related violence in the East African nation. Creating new posts, the sweeping changes would also increase the number of parliamentarians from 290 to 360, prompting fresh alliances with a view to dividing the spoils come election time.
Dear viewers, it is with that international note that we draw the curtains of our 6 p.m. Prime News on Camdis television. Before we go away, here are major stories. The Nigerian police has arrested 39 persons specialized in the trafficking of dangerous explosives, amongst which were some Cameroonians who attempted to cross into Cameroon before being caught. 4 people have lost their lives in a ghastly car accident that occurred this Thursday, August 26, around 3:30 p.m. somewhere between Makenene and Bafia. The senior divisional officer for Fundi, Emmanuel Mariel Ndikede, has presided over a meeting calling on motorbike riders to remain disciplined during the upcoming African Cup of Nations that will take place in Cameroon from January 2022. Thanks for being there. Do not go away. At exactly 8 p.m, Linda Vodo will be bringing you news in the French language. Stay tuned for more interesting programs on Camdis Television. Have a blessed evening.